There's a lot of expectations out there and momentum behind the Chicago Bulls offering free agent restricted guard Lonzo Ball about a 4-year, $80 million offer, in which it's not believed that the Pelicans would pick it up. They might go elsewhere for a point guard. But if the Bulls can find a way to get about $80 million is what they want the number to be for Lonzo at 4 years, $20 million a pop for a guy that's got a lot of promise, improved dramatically in his game over the last couple years. And then we've told you guys multiple times that the Bulls have wanted Lonzo Ball to pair him up alongside Zach LaVine to just create this long, lengthy backcourt in Chicago. There's also a lot of momentum of the Chicago Bulls and Derrick Rose, which I like a lot, right? So you bring in Lonzo as your starting point guard and allow Derrick Rose, when Lonzo fails, to come behind him as a backup point guard. Depending on how much money Derrick Rose coming off a really good year for the Knicks, if he's not brought back in New York, there is a lot of mutual interest between Chicago and Derrick Rose. I think a lot of it will be contingent on if D Rose is comfortable putting that Bulls jersey on, knowing that it's not about him and he won't be the premier point guard of that franchise. It would be Lonzo. And I think the Bulls have, I think they're trying to figure out just exactly what Kobe White will be and won't be for that team. Personally, I think he'd be better suited as like a six-man, seventh guy off the bench. I think that's more or less a role for him. And he could be a two guard, a small two guard. Just a spark guy, kind of plug and play type of dude, which would allow Derrick Rose to be a backup point guard. The only thing, if I'm Chicago, I'm about to play Lonzo all this money. If I were to bring in Derrick Rose as well, do I believe D Rose would impede the progress of Lonzo and not help it? Would it be one of those things where Lonzo struggles because he does go through some bad shooting slumps? If it's one of those things where he goes to a bad 5-game stretch, does that Chicago faithful root for the guy that was the last MVP they've had since Michael Jordan and Derrick Rose? Are you going to hear Chicago saying, we want Rose, we want Rose? And look, Lonzo's already been through a pretty decent amount of scrutiny throughout his career. Maybe Chicago doesn't want to do that. But there is a lot of momentum into the Bulls offering Lonzo Ball 4 years, $80 million, and then also looking to try to bring back one of their faithful, one of the best players in that organization in the history of it, in Derrick Rose as well. Y'all let me know what y'all make both of those moves, maybe one or the other, in the comment section below. Free agency starts tomorrow. Let's get with it, y'all.